from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. This is C.P. McGregor speaking. Welcome to another half hour in your Hollywood Theater of Stars, where the glamorous names of stage and screen join us for your entertainment in plays we know you'll enjoy. Beautiful and gifted Ruth Warrick is presented as the star of our romance play. She portrays a tender and devoted wife who welcomes her husband home from prison. As Carol Marshall, whom Ruth plays, she learns of the strange obsession in David's mind, a fixation that threatens the future of their marriage and retards completely her husband's orientation to civilian and marital life. Carol gambles with her own life as a cure for his complex in With All My Love. The curtain for Act One in a moment, but first, your announcer. The curtain rises on Act One of With All My Love, starring Ruth Warrick as Carol Marshall. The scene, one of the less expensive apartment houses on New York's Riverside Drive. Here, with the help of her landlady, Carol Marshall is putting the final touches on the arrangements for her new apartment.
Now, that big chair, Mrs. Carpenter, it has to face towards the window.
I'll help you.
Oh, I've got it. There. Now, David can look out at the river when he sits here after dinner. Oh, and his pipe stand. I must have that.
Oh, here it is.
Mm-hmm. That must be right at his elbow.
He certainly has enough pipes. Oh, they're all new, aren't they?
Yes, I wanted him to have new ones. Now, let's see. Oh, the flowers, they can't be on the table.
But they look lovely there, child.
I know, but... Well, David never likes flowers on a table. He says he has to look around them to see me. Kind of sweet of him, isn't it?
All right. We moved the flowers. Now what?
Well, the radio phonograph.
I hooked it up.
Oh, good. I've bought a record of David's favorite song, sort of a surprise. It's there on the mantel.
Oh, yes. That's an old song, isn't it? 3 or 4 years at least.
Yes, I know, but, well, you see, my husband's been away for 3 years. South America and the Orient, you know. He left just a month or so after we were married.
Oh, 3 years. No wonder you're anxious to see him. Why, that time must have seemed like forever.
It did at first. But, now that it's over, the years just seem like days. Oh, what time is it, Miss Carpenter?
5:45.
Oh, 15 minutes and he'll be here. I can't quite believe it.
I'm surprised you didn't go to the boat to meet him. After all, if he's been abroad...
Oh, no. We agreed to meet, in our new home. Oh, do you think he'll like it?
I'm sure he will.
Oh, you've been so grand helping me like this.
You know, happiness like yours is catching, child. I haven't felt so well in...
There he is. Oh, he's early. Oh, Mrs. Carpenter, would you...
I know. Naturally, you want to meet him alone. I'll go down the back way. And Mrs. Marshall.
Yes?
You're going to be very happy here. I'm sure of it.
Thanks.
Bye.
Coming.
Hello, Carol.
Oh, Uncle Charles, I didn't...
You didn't expect me, I know. But you see, I didn't forget that David was coming home today. Well, I thought it might help to have someone on hand.
Oh, but it wouldn't have... Oh, I mean, I've got to be alone to meet him, Uncle Charles.
You sure that's wise?
Very sure.
Well, it may not be easy, you know. David's a sensitive boy, Carol. What this experience may have done to him...
I know you want to help, and I appreciate it, but... Oh, believe me, everything's going to be all right.
It's up to you, Carol, but if later on you change your mind and I can help in any way, you will come to me?
I will, I promise. Now...
I know, I'm going. Good night, Carol.
Good night.
You know, you look like your mother tonight, youngster. You always do when you're really happy. And right now, well, I wish you could have seen the light in your eyes at this moment.
You're sweet.
Oh, incidentally, that new dress, it'll probably show off better for David without your apron.
Oh, I forgot.
Goodbye, youngster. My best to David.
Hello, David.
Hello, Carol.
Come in, darling. Aren't you going to kiss me?
Of course.
David?
I'm sorry I'm late, darling. The train got held up somehow or other.
Oh, that's all right. Dinner's not quite ready anyway.
It's a nice apartment, Carol.
Oh, well, let me show it to you. Here, I'll take your hat.
Oh, yes.
Look, this is your old chair, remember? I put it right here so you could see the river.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's important that I see the river.
Oh, darling, I didn't mean it.
That's all right, dear.
I hope you like these pipes.
Yeah. Yeah, they look fine.
I thought of trying to break one in for you myself, but I wasn't man enough. Oh, I started to show you the apartment. Now, you really should get your first look at this room in the morning. The sun just pours in. Well, anyway, that's what Mrs. Carpenter says.
Mrs. Carpenter?
Yes, she's the landlady. She helped me get settled. I just moved in today myself.
I see.
Well, and here's the kitchen. I asked Mrs. Carpenter how fat tenants worked in kitchens like these, and she said they didn't. They went hungry and got thin. Well, anyway, it was funny the way she said it. Now, does the place seem like home to you?
It might help if there were bars across the windows.
David.
Carol, I want to talk to you, dear.
All right, darling, but later. Dinner's almost ready now. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a surprise for you.
But, Carol,
Listen, David. Our song. You call it that, remember?
Did you suppose I'd forgotten?
Isn't it funny how crazy things can seem when you look back at them? That was our first date. Remember the little man with the violin? How cute he was. After that, I don't think we ever went dancing that you didn't get the orchestra to play that just right.
Well, what about the wedding? I even cheated you out of Lohengrin because of it. What a wedding. No guests, no veil, no orange blossoms. Just you and I and the minister standing there in the church.
And with two witnesses we'd never even seen before. And up in the loft, the assistant organist trying to play it for us on the chimes. Oh, David.
Why are we pretending, Carol?
Pretending?
Yes, I shouldn't have come here. If you don't realize that, I do.
Oh, darling, what do you mean?
You've been working so that you wouldn't have time to think. Well, I haven't, darling. I've had 3 years of thinking, and I've seen what's true. There's no life for you with a murderer for a husband.
You're not a murderer.
I killed a man.
It was an accident.
I killed him. The prosecution said so, and they were right.
Darling, listen. Oh, somehow you've let it get mixed up in your mind. You were driving too fast, yes, but...
And I'd been drinking. We can't forget that.
Oh, but that was hours before the accident.
And his wife. She looked at him lying there on the road, and she screamed at me. You killed him.
Oh, she was hysterical, David. You can't think of that now. Whatever wrong you may have done, you've paid for it. You've served 3 years. You have a right to start again. You have a right to forget.
I can't forget, darling. I've tried, and I...
David, you're crying.
Carol, when I came in just now, I didn't kiss you, not at first, because all of a sudden I knew that everything was changed.
Not between us. Nothing can change that.
It can. It has, darling. We're different people. No, I'm different. What's happened has made me different.
But that isn't any...
You can't stay married to a man who's a murderer.
Please don't say such things. Now, David, listen to me. I never came to see you up there, not once. And that wasn't very easy. But you said you wanted it that way.
It had to be that way.
But then, when it was over, I thought we'd try to treat it as if it had never happened. That was just a crazy idea. Naturally, you'd feel strange at first. You've been alone too much.
Carol, I've got to go away.
Go away? Oh, no, you can't. This is where you belong. Oh, well, as for the way you feel about us, that doesn't matter, darling. I'll stay with Mrs. Carpenter in her apartment, but I've got to be near you to help you.
It's no use, Carol. There's no future for you with me, dear.
And there's no future for me without you, David. Oh, there must be some way for you to forget. And we've got to find it. It's the only chance for either of us.
The curtain falls on Act One of With All My Love, starring Ruth Warwick as Carol Marshall. Our star and our distinguished cast of Hollywood radio players will return for Act Two after this important message from your announcer. The curtain rises on Act Two of With All My Love, starring Ruth Warwick as Carol Marshall.
It'll be 3 weeks tomorrow since the night David came home, but almost nothing seems changed. The idea that he's a murderer is stronger than ever in David's mind. He's built walls around himself higher than those of any prison. If only tomorrow will make a difference. Helen King's giving a dinner party, and some of our old friends will be there. David's agreed to go, and if he doesn't change his mind...
Oh, go on. Yes, again. Hello.
Are you a comedian?
Yes, girl, I am.
Oh, David, I think we've got him.
Oh, it's a cinch, darling. But wait a minute. Let me take a crack at him. Are you a very funny radio comedian?
Well, some people would say yes, but there's a guy named Fred Allen who'd probably...
Jack Benny.
Oh, that was swell. Let's start again.
David, you are having fun tonight, aren't you?
Oh, swell, darling.
Oh, let's not play 20 questions anymore. Let's start another game.
Well, how about indications?
Indications?
Oh, the game, David, you know, like charade. You act out slogans and quotations.
Oh, yes. Well, say, how about coffee pot?
Coffee pot.
I know. A marvelous game for us to play.
What's that, Jane?
Murder. Oh, David. Carol, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
It's all right. It's late, and David, I'd better be going anyway.
No, Carol. We'll stay. Yes, and we'll play murder.
David, you're going to make it.
I'll take that trick with the ace and give you the last
Oh,
one.
David, a little slam. That was wonderful.
Hey, Mrs. Marshall, how about swapping partners?
Well, I like that.
Oh, think nothing of it, Mrs. Carpenter. I was just lucky.
Lucky, listen. Anybody who could make a small slam on a hand like that could get away with murder.
I needed help, you said, Uncle Charles. Well, I do need it now.
I know. Well, I'm no psychologist, but from all you've told me, David has an obsession about this thing. Even a casual mention of death or murder seems like a personal accusation.
Yes, and I'm afraid for him. Now he's determined to go away. Uncle Charles, what can I do?
How about going with him? Some place where there are no associations.
But he doesn't want me with him.
I'm not so sure. You've never talked to David about this guilt complex of his, have you?
Naturally not. I thought I should avoid it.
But you're wrong. The thing you must do is encourage David to put his feelings into words. And then show him that they are just words and not realities.
Oh, but you're right, of course. You're right.
Well, then it's just a matter of where to go.
David always liked the mountains. I know. The McIntyre cabin on Star Lake. It's miles from any place.
That should be perfect.